Hello, hello, ladies. How are you today? I'm so excited. Today is day 3 of Big Business Energy. And today is really going to be very potent. It is one of my favorite segments of Big Business Energy because it is the heart of the matter. It is the heart of the matter of creating clients. It is the heart of the matter of creating your biggest cash month. When we're able to create from a high caliber heart, you're going to see massive, massive shifts in your internal world and your external world. And this is going to be a really special segment because it's going to allow you to really pull back those layers and see how you're manifesting and how your creations are happening and the intention behind them and the importance of that intention and why that's so important. So if you're seeing me for the first time, welcome to the community. I'm the heart, soul, and spirit behind Bad Bitch Energy Coaches. My name's Lynn. I'm a multi-six-figure business mentor. And I've been in business for about 9 years now, started with a wellness center and graduated into business strategy and self-concept work for you to be able to build a multi-six-figure business yourself on social that's full of clients, cash, happiness, and impact. So first, before we start to get into the material of what this looks like, I want to celebrate 2 amazing women. So if you're on now, please hit that love button and celebrate with us because these 2 women are incredible and they will be winning the prizes. I'm really excited. So the prize was to be featured on Unleashed on social media, and the 2 winners are Pradnya and Artul. And there might have been one other person. And so if that is you, come forward. And I do apologize if I forgot to announce you. But what the how to win was to tag me in your story with the graphic of Big Business Energy, and you are entered in to win the draw. So congratulations, Artul and Pradnya. I'm so happy and excited to have you on Unleashed on social media. I'll be sending you out an email and some more information to set you up. So congratulations. We love to reward people who are, really showing up and supporting other women in business, and we want to give back. And that's one of the ways that we're doing it is through this new series, Unleashed on social media. So let's dive in. If you're catching the replay, let us know you're here. Let us know what's landing for you and engage as much as you can, because that allows you to signal into your brain that you're learning something new, and then it just imprints more readily and you're able to apply things. Awesome. So let's get into this. I'm really excited. So day 1, we talked about high caliber clients. Day 2, we talked about high caliber cash. Both of those videos can be found within this space, also on my personal profile and on my YouTube channel. Today is about high caliber hearts, really learning how to create from this heart space, how to generate this life force, how to generate this spirit that is so dense and so full of wholeness that you're manifesting and you're creating higher cash months and you're creating these soul dream clients like this, like that. It feels good. It feels right. It feels on track. So before I get into that, I just wanted to share a little bit of a story. There has been times in my business where I had this begrudging feeling. And it spurred up in different ways. Many of you have maybe experienced this in the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey. Or maybe you're going through it right now. And the number one thing I want to say about this is when you're in that state of begrudging, it's actually okay. And sometimes we need to get into that space where we're feeling annoyed, we might be anxious, we might be kind of like pushing up against our own best force, right? Pushing up against what's good for us. So when we get into this space, really the only place to go from that space is upward. So as we know, entrepreneurship is this up and down experience, this experience of challenging ourselves, this experience of expanding our capacity and doing things that sometimes feel uncomfortable, or recognizing things within inside of us that, you know, we might not really want to look at, and that's okay. And the more that we can really settle in and surrender to understanding that entrepreneurship and being a coach and building a business on social media, when we really just accept the fact that there are going to be different things to navigate in our inner world, in our external world, then our heart actually naturally just calibrates itself. And if you've ever experienced that, definitely leave a comment below, because you know, we oftentimes have shame around these negative feelings or emotions, when what we really want to do is just be accepting towards them and observe them from a space of like, okay, this is where I'm at. Where would I like to be? You know, how do I want to feel? How do I want my heart to feel? Do I want to feel clenching? Do I want to feel tight? Or do I want to feel expanded? And so this is really the theme and the underlying current of how to create a high caliber heart when you're navigating all of this stuff, trying to build your business, trying to really create clients that match that inner world of yours, and ones that really want to show up for the transformation and invest high ticket into you, and to invest into their own journey. So this is what the tone of this session is. And so when I went through this experience of, you know, begrudging it not working sometimes, right? Begrudging coming up towards an impasse or a wall, or stuck between a hard space and a rock. These were the times that actually carved out the quality of my character as I built my business. And that is essentially one of the most important things as you're building something that is far bigger, far grander, larger than what your smaller self can actually even imagine building. And that's really special. And so that's why it is okay to be in a space sometimes where you're pushing up against your best self. Because as we're growing and evolving, the most important thing in your business is to walk yourself through these times. And as you're walking yourself through these challenges, or, you know, these smoke and mirrors and these foggy challenges where you can't really see the way out, these are the times in which your character and your ability to have a more expansive, high caliber heart is created. You know, when we're always winning, if we're always winning, then we don't have that opportunity to build a deeper wisdom within us. We don't have that opportunity to create, you know, deeper blues of indigo in our heart of compassion, to be able to then navigate next levels in our business, to be able to navigate when money mindset comes up, when you're in a state of overflow, to be able to navigate certain things and handle clients and handle contracts, and be able to build something that is more in alignment with where you're at this new level in your journey of life and business. So it's okay. It's okay to be in these spaces. The thing is our perspective, right? Our perspective is completely directly tied to our ability to create a high caliber heart space. And so if we're looking at a challenge or if we're looking at opportunity and we're taking either of them for granted, then what happens is our ego comes up and really creates more havoc for us in this journey. So what it can look like when you're really clenched in your heart space or when you're feeling anxiety, right? It can look like you're rushing to a target. And so if we're constantly rushing to this target, it pulls us away from our heart center. And it's okay to have goals. It's important to have goals, and it's okay and it's important to have these metrics. And again, looking at your goals as you can look at them in terms of your heart calibration, your heart center, or you can look at them from an ego level. And so I want to break this down a little bit to give you a clear indicator of when you might be experiencing that space of ego and that space of heart calibration. And neither of them are wrong, really. It's just that I know that you've experienced times where you're manifesting like this. And not only just manifesting, but those manifestations create sustainability. They create, and when I say sustainability, they stick around. And then there's other times where we manifest and it doesn't stick around. Or something happens on the back end of that manifestation that might not feel so great, which could look like still feeling a lack of wholeness. And so then we get into this repetitive cycle of going, rushing. And we stay stuck in this cycle of creating what we want in our business from a space of ego versus our heart calibration. So the important thing about this, what really happens in a great mentorship space when you're connected to a business mentor is that this allows you to stay activated in that juicy space where it's pure and where your heart is able to continue to calibrate at higher levels, more expanded levels, deeper levels. And what I know from my own experience, when I don't have a coach to really call me up and activate me, I can easily slip back into old storylines, into apathy. And I've said this, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over again, because this is the importance of having somebody that's by your side doing what you are doing or want to be doing, so that they can help you to aspire in different aspects of business, right? In strategy, in terms of allowing you to be held so that you have the space to utilize and tap into your intuition, for you to be able to stay activated in that heart-centered calibrating energy. And when you're activated, your heart space is able to work for you, right? And that's when what we talk about is when we're not in hustle mode and we're able to really relax into this space because we're being activated. So if you've ever experienced that, like on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most activated, where right now in your business are you on that scale in terms of activation? Are you waking up every day? Are you excited? Are you able to shift your perspective when you get triggered, or when money stuff comes up, or when external circumstances arise, or when, something gets shut down or something didn't go as planned? Are you able to maintain that heart-centered, calibrated activations? This is vital. This is the juice that allows you to stay connected to your daily method of operations. This is the juice and the activation that allows you to reap the rewards and the fruits that you seek at the end of your launch, at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter and the year, because those activated pieces, right? That heart center that stays activated every single day, it dictates the chronic daily actions that you do, just like when you're losing weight, right? You can go one weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Let's just say you're on this health journey and you're really invested into your health. Maybe you have a specific version of what your body's going to look like, and you're just going out with friends and you're going to indulge, right? It's not that one weekend that brings back all the weight. It's the daily chronic actions that you do each and every day. And those daily chronic actions in your business that you're doing each and every day matter, because you can show up and you can do something in your business, but if you don't have that heart calibration activation, then that daily action cannot ripple effect. It does not have the frequency that you want it to, based on how connected you are. Do you have the support? Do you have a network? Are you creating opportunities for yourself? This is important. So, what are the differences in creating your business? What are the differences between creating daily from a space of high heart calibration and creating from ego space, right? How does this manifest? What does this look like? So if you're watching right now, you're catching the replay, what are you manifesting right now? It could be something that's an intrinsic quality. It could be something in your business. It could be something in your life that once you create this overflow space, you're able to create something new, more access in your life. I would love to know in the comments. So when we're creating from and manifesting in our business from heart versus ego, so you can actually manifest from your ego just as much as you can manifest from your heart space. I've done it before. I'm sure you've experienced this yourself. But what is the difference? There's a very important difference between both of them that is really powerful, and I want you to hear this. Right? So ask yourself, what do I want to create first? You know it, you feel it, you want it, you're probably taking action on it, right? Your heart is open. So what is this dance that we do in our business from creating from ego versus heart? So if we can create from both spaces, then what is the difference? The difference is that when we're creating from ego space, we're never fulfilled even when we manifest that thing. When we're creating from a heart space, it actually doesn't matter what we manifest because we're good. We are good. And these two stark contrasts are very important to understand, because what happens is that when we get into this vicious cycle of manifesting and creating from our ego, then once we get the thing, sometimes it disappears. Sometimes we still feel anxiety about it. Sometimes on the back end of that good thing that we manifest, it ends up crumbling. And then we're still left feeling this empty space. So when we're creating from our heart, we're actually creating from this inner wholeness. this inner knowing, this completeness, that no matter what it is that we manifest and when we manifest it, whether we have that thing or not, like we're good. We're good where we're at. And this is the key difference. This is why I truly believe self-concept work is so important in your business. Because if we're not truly understanding how to manifest in a space that continuously overflows for us, then we're actually manifesting from a place of ego where we're never fulfilled because our inner world does not match the thing that shows up. Therefore, if we're not matching with that thing, could be money, could be clients, could be an opportunity. If we're not matching with that thing, we've seen it before. People lose the money. People end up spending all the money. You know, things break down. Or again, we feel still in this space of still lacking, still wanting more. We could be feeling anxiety, depression. We could be feeling still in this poor mindset. We're still in this lack consciousness, and we're still in that small self. And when we're manifesting from ego, we're manifesting, which means we're manifesting from our smaller self. It means that we're manifesting from a space of lack. And again, when we're manifesting and creating from a place of lack, we're still going to feel a sense of lack. So ego is not that you're only allotted $2,000 a month or $50K a month. And if you go and want and desire beyond that, then you're egotistical. That's not what ego is. Where ego arises is that if I don't have this thing, then I don't feel adequate. If this doesn't happen by this date, if this money month doesn't occur at this end of this month, then I suck. You know, that's what ego is. When we feel a sense of lack from the point of manifestation. When we're manifesting from this higher calibrated heart space, we're manifesting from our God self. And that too does not mean you can only manifest this month, this much this month, because if you go any higher, you're not seen as good or spiritual or wholesome. That's not what that is. Calibrating and manifesting and creating in your business from that heart-centered space is, this is what I want. This is what I desire. I'm commanding this in because I want this for myself. I want this for my business. I want this for my family. I want this for other people I'm serving. And I'm going to be okay with whatever that looks like when it shows up. So everything that you manifest, whether it looks like more than you expected or not, you're still okay because you're satisfied within. You've been doing that self-love work. You've been doing that self-concept work. And you've been caring for your inner world. And you've been working on your heart space. And sometimes working on your heart space, it arises with a challenge or a struggle. Sometimes working on your heart space and really calibrating that heart looks like navigating a new problem, or it could look like really dedicating time each and every day to be able to cultivate a certain practice that allows you that when a challenge comes up, you're able to snap out of it, recognize it, observe it, shift that perspective, and go right back into understanding that no matter what, you're good. So this is ultimate. This is your ultimate key to security. This is your ultimate key to understanding how you can get into that heart-centered, high-caliber heart space and continue to manifest rapid fire over and over and over and over and over again. Because you're on this momentous flow and you're in that right space where you're good no matter who, what, when, the thing that comes in or doesn't come in, because you've got you. Or you're working with a coach, you're in a community, and you know you have support. So, when you're in that heart space, in that high caliber heart space, you're not attached to anything that happens. You're not attached to the high month, the high cash month. You're not attached to how things are going in your business. You're not attached to the good and you're not attached to the bad, because your self-worth and your identity is so solid. And that paradoxically creates this space for you to begin to have the space to calibrate your heart and expand your heart. So some of the things that I have done throughout my entrepreneurship business and journey, you know, I've had people ask me like, well, what is the difference? Like, if I want this goal, if I want this result, whether it's clients or cash or reaching some kind of level or obtaining something in my external world through the means and the financial security that I create in my business, what are the things that you do to be able to manifest so quickly, to be able to create from this heart-centered space? So I very quickly learned when I was in that begrudging space, what the key differences were when I was manifesting from ego and when I was manifesting from that higher heart calibration. And so what I began to do is really call in and command in not the result that I wanted, not the cash money month. I began to cultivate and call in the qualities that would allow me the ability to expand my heart-centered space, right? What is it that I need to sit down with? What are the intrinsic qualities that are going to not only nurture that higher cash month and bring in new clients and create the business opportunities, but what are those intrinsic qualities that are going to benefit me and mutually benefit other people? Right? So I create this space of mutually beneficial opportunities. So this is something that I did I shifted from gotta get that money, gotta have that cash month, gotta nail this down, gotta get this now. So instead of that ego space of gotta get this now, I called on those inner qualities, that godlike presence, to command in these characteristics that would not only benefit me in the long term, but benefit my clients, benefit my containers, benefit my identity at this next level, benefit my family, right? Who am I actually being behind the scenes? These are the things that I requested and I commanded to come into my life, because ultimately, when we can clearly see that mirror, when we can clearly see the things that need to be shifted in the internal world, that's really the most potent and important things that are the necessity to be able to then take action, create that strategy, have that intuition come in of like, oh, this is the next right move. So from that point, from that omni point of creation and calling in those higher characteristics, that wisdom, that is the way I was able to not only create higher cash months, call in those more aligned clients, those business opportunities, but also expand my heart center. And again, when we're calibrating that heart center, we're able to manifest in a space that keeps on giving, because we're rock solid and nothing can take us down. Nothing can shake us. We are unshakable. We are unstoppable. So I called on those qualities instead of, oh, please give me this cash month. Oh, please, I need this, I need this, I need this. That's all ego, because we're trying to create and manifest from a space that we're ultimately never going to be fulfilled in. And does this come up from time to time? Of course it does. Comes up from all of us. But recalibrating that heart center, stopping, pausing, and saying, you know, am I creating things in my business from a space of lack, from a place of need, from a place of, if I don't get this, I will not be good enough, versus this is happening. I know I'm manifesting this. I'm calling in the right parts that give me the ability to tap into my free will and intuition to take that right next move. And also, no matter what shows up or doesn't, I'm good. I'm okay. This is true freedom in your business. And I will tell you, I wasn't always in that space. It took me a little while to really understand these inner trappings, to really understand the true power and understanding of manifestation and self-concept work, and how that parallels to who we are being and how we are showing up and how we're acting, and the things that we implement in our business and our daily actions. So this calls for you to really listen to that inner world, not just for the things that you want, but what needs to shift in here. What do we need to cultivate? What do we need to see? What do we need to shift in our perspective? These are so important. Because again, we can create from ego and we can create from our heart-centered space. And it's always about tweaking and looking under that cover to see, okay, why isn't this working? What needs to shift? What needs to be tweaked in terms of manifesting from a space of like, I'm good, unshakable? Or am I manifesting from ego? Like, if I don't have this thing, then I'm never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. That was a big thing that came up. I was in this rapid cycle of I need more, I need more, I need. And there's nothing wrong with more. That's what we're here to create more. We are creators. We are here to create genius. We are here to create impact. We're here to create more money. We're here to make things happen, create the most imaginable experiences for ourselves and other people. And that's okay. The caveat is, are we doing it because we're lacking, we're poor mindset, we're depressed, we're anxious, we're longing, we're desperate, we're needy, we're disconnected, we're lacking, we're small self. That's ego. So there is something interesting I want to talk about, just to shift gears, that downloaded today based on some of the experiences that I've had in terms of manifesting. And so the cool thing about life, the cool thing about business is that there's never really a wrong turn. And this is a powerful thing to master with your perspective. There's actually never a wrong turn, right? It's just that those strong emotions and feelings and storylines that have been brought into the present and the future feed us this story that we're not good enough, shame, lack, sadness, we're going to fail. So there's actually no wrong turns. There's only right turns that you can make. And there's actually a sequential order to manifestation as a human being. So this sequential order shows up in really 2 or 3 ways sometimes. And what that can look like, I'm just trying to fix my audio. My Wi-Fi is going in and out a little. Hopefully not on your end, because this is important. So this sequential order has been my own experience. It's an observation that I've been making and that channeled through this body of work today. So this sequential order of manifesting what you want looks like this. So if you pictured a graph, sometimes manifesting what you want looks like this on the graph. Goes up and up and up, right? But sometimes, even when you're manifesting and creating things in your business, whether it's calibrated from your heart-centered space or whether it's from your ego, sometimes it's a good and then a bad, 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 bad. And then it's a good. And why I say there's no wrong turns is because when you're manifesting something from a calibrated higher heart space, sometimes there are things that you have not yet learned that are required for you to be able to embody and learn so that you can continue on that manifesting at rapid speed. So for instance, let's just say you manifested something amazing, right? There might be this sequential order like DNA on that path that you have to learn that requires that manifestation to crumble, to cause struggle, to cause new devils, to cause upset or upheaval. And then the next thing you manifest is something even more unimaginable. So that's why when we're talking about creation and manifestation and expanding your heart-centered space and creating results that you want, it's going to look so different from everyone. Everyone's creation journey is different based on their beliefs, based on their identity, based on their current life circumstances in their past, based on their behavior, based on what it is they're manifesting, based on their level of wisdom. So I mean, we've all had these experiences of, you manifest something great and then something comes up, right? So this is what we mean when it's like new levels, new devils. Because when you want more, with more comes more. So we've got to really put a solve on what manifesting is. Because we're in this hype mode, and not everyone is this way, but when we are teaching manifestation, right? And the true power of alchemy and the true power of changing your self-concept. Manifesting truly, it begins on understanding the perspective that this is what manifesting really looks like. And it begins on the inside. So what you want to do is really bolster. You want to bolster yourself to the belief and the philosophy and the understanding that just because you create something amazing doesn't mean that the next thing you create, if it's not amazing, has anything to do with your self-worth and everything to do with benefiting you on creating higher, more expansive levels of heart calibration. And that's what that is. It's simply that. When you can bolster yourself to understanding that even if you're manifesting from ego, even if you're manifesting from your heart space, these qualities are going to mix around anyways, because it's mixing things up to really create and stir up that sediment so that you can see what it is that you don't like about yourself, what it is that you want to shift, what it is that you don't like about your business, what it is that you want to shift. And that's all that that is. It has nothing to do with if you're a good person, if you're a bad person, or whatever. This is about creating that clear, clean energy space so that you can ultimately have better connectivity with your business, better connectivity with learning how to create wealth, better connectivity with how you identify with struggle, with how you identify with triumph, with how you can create in parallel with a better, more expansive business. It's more impactful, more influential, and at the same time, nourishing your own life, your own relationships, the relationship with yourself, and creating a brilliant life that you just wake up to every day and say to yourself, no matter what happens today, no matter what happens tomorrow, I'll be good, because I believe that whatever is coming into my life as I go for this result or this goal is there to support me endlessly. And I will benefit from it no matter what it looks like, if it's dark or if it's light. So this is where we get to detach from the things that we want. This is where we get to understand where we're predominantly creating from in our business. Ego, heart-centered space. If we don't like it, we shift it. And why you want to shift into that heart-centered, calibrated space is because what that does is creates an impenetrable spirit that compound effects over your lifetime again and again and again. And you want to move away from manifesting, creating results from ego, because you'll get caught in even more deeper spaces of suffering. So it's a call to action. It's a call to action for you to really begin to understand the differences of how you're creating in your business, clients, cash, and creating that big business energy so that you can create more wholeness, more beauty, more magic, an elevated spirit, and a higher, more expansive, calibrated, heart-centered space of experimentation, curiosity, and whatever happens, your favorite line is, no matter what happens, I am good. So I want to dive into a quick little technique. And this is something I've been doing for a while now. It's really simple. And I'm going to run through it really quickly. So closing my eyes. If I feel like I'm in that lack space and I want to be in that high calibrated space around a certain goal, around after a launch that didn't work out, or whatever it is, I just scan my body and I find the most potent electrified space. And usually that's in my heart. I can feel that electricity. Sometimes it's in other places. It could be, your back or your stomach or, your thigh or something. But you want to find a space where you can begin to create this electrical pulse, right? And you want to imagine, and just imagine that that's beginning to enveloping you and your body, and it's expanding more and more and more. And just want to start to think about how beautiful it is to be alive, how amazing it is that, we don't walk around plugging ourselves into the wall, but that actually we're spiritually running and connected to a higher thing. It's a simple technique, and it really just allows you to cultivate that higher calibrated heart space, to remember that no matter what you're manifesting, no matter what you're creating or what you didn't create, that you're good, that you're still worthy, you're still amazing, and that this is happening for you. This is happening for you. If you stay this course and you nourish that high calibrated heart space, this will happen for you. All right. So I am still wondering about this connection. Hopefully, you can still see me. But today we're kicking off the first week of Coach Spirit. I'm really excited about this. There's still time to join us. It's 888 times 3. It's a 90-day program. It's my signature program. Or you can do paid in full, which is $23.33. It's 3 months. You get 9 Zoom calls in total. And the most important things that we're going to work on is your self-concept to be a match to the next level cash money months, a social media strategy that allows you to navigate, use your intuition, and play up to your strengths that works in today's social media landscape. And also, really working on creating scalable offers that allows money to work for you instead of you constantly working for money. There's going to be Voxer activations in there. There's a library full of tools that you get for a lifetime to refresh. In between calls, even when the 90 days is over, you still get all of the material. There's short digestible videos that range from everything from social media strategy, what to post, cash injections, creating clients, and so much more. I'm super excited about this. If you're interested, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me more about it. I hope you have the most beautiful day. Happy Halloween, and I will see you on Friday. We're doing Unleashed on social media in the Facebook group, and Also, if you want to check out how to work together to be able to build your business, your cash months, and create more aligned clients, if you go to the pin post on my profile, there is a list of current containers that we can work together to be able to help you to create and manifest and implement a strategy, shift your self-concept work in that post. Feel free to reach out to me about any one of those containers. And I am super excited. Hope you have a great day. Bye.